Shalom, Maki. First and foremost, we're going to start off by giving infinite honors and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Harakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who rule in peace, world, peace, and blessings to the hopeful and faithful elect across the four corners, living and preaching the truth to the best of their ability and sincerity. Again, Shalom. And as you know, we're living in a very prophetic time, man. Specifically, the prophecy of Revelation, the 13th chapter, is basically in full effect right now, man. Right? Everyone's having to get this pre-chip, or else you can't buy it, sell, you can't do this or that. And all this is about to transition into that system where you have to take that Karag menu, man. Or you got to take that grain of rice, or you got to get that Neuralink. Right? Just in a Walmart, brother had posted something, a little chat or whatever. Brother had posted something that Walmart workers and shit like that, saying by November 1st. And really, they said all supermarkets. Right, all supermarkets, you're gonna have that pre-chip in order to get to your average supermarket, man. But what is that saying about places like Dollar General, places like Chevron gas station? You want to stop and get you a bag of chips out the gas station, man. It's about to be that same system, right? Like we've been telling you from all these decades in past, man, from the elder apostles of Great Millstone down to the least. I think so. That 13. I guess.
Revelation 13 and 15.
Not verse 14.
All right. Verse 14. And he deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
Right, the main miracle in play right now is this whole pre-chip, man. What is this pre-chip saying? It's basically a guarantee of life, man. Right? It's saying that you can live as long as you take this juice, and you're gonna be able to do this, you're gonna be able to do that, keep your house, keep your family, keep your wife, keep your kids, man. Right? But the Lord's on the other side of the spectrum telling you the exact opposite. That if you try to get stable in this society, try to get comfortable, right? In order to get comfortable, you gotta take that juice. Right? The Lord's telling you ain't allowed to do that, man.
And it's basically going down to this. It's two different powers giving you two different instructions. You have a physical power that you can see and feel and immediately feel the ramifications, and you have that invisible power that your average being, according to Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, feels like he's never going to get up and he's never going to answer the call. So the decision is carnal decisions and the spiritual decisions, and that's why the elect is only 144,000. Well, it's actually the 1/3. It's millions and millions of people, but it's a very, very minute amount compared to the world.
Yes, you keep going.
Because I had like this real quick. Isaiah 29 and 9. Stay yourselves and wonder. Cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. For your
Two-thirds of our people right there, they're drunken, but not with wine. They're drunken with the philosophy, the propaganda. They're drunken with that image, right? That's been pushed out upon them. Oh, telling them, oh, this is what you got to do in order to get along in society, man. That's what they're drunken with, right?
For Yahweh have poured upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers have he covered.
All your seers, your so-called prophets of this society, who is that talking about? Your influential characters amongst Israel, you so-called rappers, you so-called church pastors, all the so-called leaders of Israel have been blinded, man.
Right. But we go into the next verse, we go to show y'all why y'all can understand it. Go back to the verse. Verse 11, it says, and the vision, which is the what? These prophecies come into what? Pass. Which the ultimate vision is the what? Kingdom. Right? Us ruling with Yahweh Shai, taking down our enemies, so on and so forth, right? So it says, verse 11, and the vision of all is become unto you, which is the 2/3, as the words of a book that is sealed. Meaning you can't understand it, you can't grasp it, right? It says, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, and will those learned men? Because the Lord got us set up, to be the ones to interpret it, but do they go to us for the answer? No. You go to your people, wise men of this world. And that's why they give y'all these what? Broken up as answers. Have you over here, have you over there, have you down there. Just like a bunch of chickens with your head cut off, right?
That's what you started off with. You said they drunken, but not with wine. That's the answers that y'all get from those people. You stagnant.
Yeah. And it says, And the vision of all is becoming to you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray. And he said, I cannot, for it is sealed. So even your wise men, even your learned men, can't understand this, can't give you the answers to tell you what this brother is telling you. Not to take the preacher. And ultimately, not to take the chip. Okay?
I got a real quick one. You was going into earlier saying how you're not going to be able to go to the stores of necessity, the gas station, the supermarket. That's the stores of necessity if you want to operate this place. And it's prophesied. Deuteronomy 28:48. And this is a curse that the Lord put against us when he brought us over here. But they're using this curse to implement their enterprise further, what they think they are. Therefore, thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And that's going back to having to ask Esau for everything, which makes him a power. All right? And Esau is telling you, if you don't get this thing inserted inside of you, I'm not going to give you food or drink. You're not going to be able to take care of all these nice things I gave you. All right? Because you got to think of that. That's when you're going into Isaiah the 14th chapter, he likens himself after a power. So he feels like he's giving you good things. He feels like he owes you something. The same way our real power is, man.
Okay. Let's go ahead and hear what the other one is. Woe to him that give his neighbor drink, that putteth a bottle to him, and making him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. See, when you giving them these philosophies and telling them they got to follow these mandates, Esau is doing this so he can look on your nakedness and have his way with you, man. He's putting his seed in you, and you are a slave to his system. You know, he has full control of you, man. And it starts with when you are young, when he's roboting you with his philosophies in the educational industrial complex. You're taught from day one to comply with whatever you see on the news, no matter what it is. And soon they're going to be complying to look for the men who not getting that tranquilizer, that's not getting that pre-chip. To what? Turn us up and offer us up for death because they drunk. You got it, brother.
All right, got one right there. It's hey, I got up to verse 18 in that chapter. Yeah, this.
It's Isaiah 29 and 18. It says, and in that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and out of darkness. The meek also shall increase their joy in Yahweh, and the poor among men shall rejoice in the Holy One of Yahshua.
Who is the deaf, the blind, the meek, and the poor, man? That's talking about the elect. So on the opposite side of the spectrum, backing up what you're saying, you got men that could explain these things, man. We're waking up, but increasing in joy because we're waking up.
But in the world, we're the deaf, we're the blind, right? We're not the learned men in this world, right? See what I'm saying? So it says, verse 20, for the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off.
What they're talking about? Esau Edom, man. He's about to be brought to naught. He's about to be consumed. Right? He's watching for iniquity, watching out every step, seeing how he can be the accuser of his brethren. Right? I'm gonna make y'all go off and then point to the Father and tell, look what you're doing, man.
Yeah, therefore, it says, verse 21, that make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught.
Right? So how does he make a man an offender for the word? You got the YouTube algorithm, man, flagging you down if you say this, if you say that. Right? But it's about to graduate into full out secondary 16 and 70, where it's an insurrection against the men speaking these things. Right? Against the men that can see these things taking place. Right? Where you're gonna have to be met with legal consequences for this shit, man.
Yeah, man. I got your like I said, It says, Zephaniah 1 and 2, I will utterly consume all things from off the land, said Yahweh. I will consume man and beast. I will consume the fowls of the heaven and the fishes of the sea and the stumbling blocks with the wicked. What is the main stumbling block that the wicked is pushing right now?
That precept, man. That precept.
So the Lord going to destroy that shit, man. Right? So it says, and I will cut off man from off the land, says Yahweh. All right. I got one to
Matthew 13 and 16. Not 13 and 15. It says, for this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes are closed, let at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart or your mind, man. It should be converted that I should heal them. But 2/3 of our people just can't accept that conversion, because you were written to not accept that conversion, man. You were written to just be a scoffer. You just gonna scoff literally until you die, man. Okay? But it's the point right here. It says, blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye have seen, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. All right, speaking for the so-called wise men of our nation, man. You can't get this information how we got it. All right, you can't get the prophecies how we understand them. We're the only people who can give you this information, man.
Okay, and the reason that they can't get it is because they won't humble down and allow themselves to be taught, because they feel like they have this high place in society. Who are you, you little shit, to teach me? This is scripture, and this is an ancient scripture I'm bringing out. And what they were doing then, we're doing it still to this day. Acts 8 and 27. And he arose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia, a eunuch of great authority under Candace, queen of Ethiopia, who had the charge of all her treasure, and had come to Jerusalem for to worship. So this was somebody that had rank in the world. All right. He had rank in the world or whatnot. He had a very nice position. All right. And he all right, I got it back. He had rank in the world. He was trying to understand the scripture. Keep on reading. Was returning and sitting in his chariot, reading Isaiah the prophet. Then the Spirit said unto Philip, go near and join thyself to this chariot. So Philip went and sat down with him. And Philip ran thither to him and heard him read the prophet Isaiah, and said, understandest thou what thou readest? He was saying, you understand what you read? And he said, how can I, except some man should guide me? And he desired Philip that he would come and sit up with him. So he was like, it's almost impossible to understand unless somebody teach me. All right? This is not a simple book, but I am reading. The place of the scripture which he read was this. He was led as a sheep to the slaughter, and like a lamb dumb before his shearer, so opened he not his mouth. And we know that's talking about Yahushua, okay? And he was breaking down to the eunuch Yahushua. Like, look, it's not talking about an actual lamb, it's talking about this person. In his humiliation, his judgment was taken away. And who shall declare his generation? For his life was taken from the earth. Talking about Yahushua. And the eunuch answered Philip and said, I pray thee, of whom speaketh prophet this? Of him or of some other man? So he asked for more insight into the scripture. Then Philip opened his mouth and began at the same scripture and preached unto him Yahushua. So Philip had to sit down and sup with this man and break the scriptures down. And after he broke it down with him, the same way we do on the highways, the same thing we're doing right now. The man got it, and he went away, and he was happy as hell. And that's the difference between that man and you guys. He humbled down. He was like, nah, I don't got it. I don't understand it, but I want to. Can you show me? And that's what two people don't do. And since y'all don't want to do that, you're going to have to answer to the wrath of Yahweh.
This is Luke 11 and 10. How shall I say? For everyone that asketh, receiveth, and he that seeketh, findeth, and to him that knocketh, it shall be opened. What the brother talking about this God, this truth and this knowledge. But at the end of the day, it also says, my sheep hear my voice. So if the Lord don't ordain you as a sheep, you're not going to even have it on your spirit to even ask. It's not going to even spark your interest to even inquire of you. That was it. The bad guess. Did you go back to the Revelation now?
I got one right here. Right?
Yeah, but 13. Yeah, 13 and 14. Yeah, 14 at the middle of the last one. All right, one more out of that one.
Yeah, we can finish the rest of it.
All right. Saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword, and it lived.
Right? That image being that propaganda, the shit that they push out on the news, man, the shit that they tell you is okay, but it's really not okay in the eyes of the Lord, man. Right? Like Daniel 7:25, he shall think to change times and laws and shall speak great things against the Most High. That's that image, man. But what are we here to do? To cast down imagination, to cast down that image.
He had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast be killed.
Okay, so that's the next step in the process, man. We're entering into that section. Right? And it's becoming obvious. First, it's going to start off with these laws right here, these laws right there, causing division, shit like that between you and your family. Oh, he got this use, he ain't got this. You got to get out of my house, man. That's what it's about to be. All right, you can't live anymore. You can't come into this store anymore. I don't know if I'm safe around you.
And he called them all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
All right, so he's going to get far enough with this plan to think that he's going to succeed, man. All right, because this is going to be a global agenda. It's going to be it's going to look like he's winning before the Lord. It's global not. It's going to look like he's winning before the Lord pulls that upset, man. All right, he's actually going to have billions of people on the earth full of that charisma, man.
They can be serving in the kingdom with that charisma. Right? Verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Right? So you're going to have that charisma to do anything in life, man. Because if you can't buy or sell, what can you do? Right? Especially in this society when people, they don't know how to fend for themselves, man. They don't know about the wilderness and planting and growing things, man. They're completely reliant on Esau. Even a lot of these Edomites are relying on Esau to keep everything going, man. Average person in America don't know how to fend for themselves.
Last verse. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666.
Right? What did Biden just come out with? The 6-point plan, man. You best believe that 6-point plan, that new infrastructure bill that they're trying to pass, is going to have a lot to do with them putting that charisma in you. Right? Because what else can happen? We're almost at the end of this thing.
It's not. He don't have much to do, but try to be like the Most High, be in the place as the Most High. And the only way that can happen is that free chip gotta be put in everybody. What else he not to do? He have to do nothing.
It's literally the last integral prophecy that has to happen, man.
After that happens, the Lord will come back at any moment.
Zechariah 9 and 12. It says, turn you to the stronghold. Right? Not this bullshit so-called white man that's sitting up there. The stronghold is somehow miraculously saved. Right? It says, turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope. You know, even to the day do I declare that I will render double unto thee. When I have been, the point in 14, when I have been dutifully filled the bow with Edom, and raised up thy sons in Zion against thy son, O Greece, and made thee as the sword of a mighty man, and Yahweh shall be seen over them. So you're going to see the Lord, that big old mountain, going to be Yahweh hovering over his people, man. You see the sons of Jacob coming like mighty men, a big ass chariot and hovering on top of them. I mean, who the fuck needs a jail when you got a power like that? Think about it. Who the fuck needs a damn jail when you got a power like that? So it says, and Yahweh, our power shall blow the trumpet, and shall go with whirlwinds of the south. And Yahweh host shall defend them, and they shall devour, and subdue with sling stones, and they shall drink. And that's not talking about building the sling stones. Sling stones, we're gonna have upgraded technology, probably stairs or whatever, shooting all type of zaps out of people. So this is the ancient man looking at the sons of Jacob with the
Like
you know
brother.
and all their power, and he like man, they striking their innocent enemies from a distance. But back then, you know, you had the sling stone, you could hit somebody.
Yeah, that was their high tech. That was their high tech.
Precise accuracy. So you see these men of the Lord with all this spiritual power just striking their enemy down.
Fireball that shit.
Hey,
No,
you know?
that's some shit.
so it says with sling stones, and they shall drink and make a noise as through wine, meaning celebrate. And they shall be filled like bowls, and as the corners of the altar. That sounds like Esau, don't it? That's how Esau living right now, right? It says, in Yahweh, their power shall save them in the days as the flock of his people. But they shall be as the stones of a crown, which is the 12 stones, right? Go back in the Revelation 12 chapter. It says that they had a woman with a crown, 12 stars over her, right? So it says, shall be as the stones of a crown, lifted up as an ensign upon his land. You know?
I got a piece of it. All right. It's Psalms 9 and 10. And they that know the name of Yahweh will put their trust in thee. For thou, Yahweh, has not forsaken them that seek thee. Sing praises to Yahweh, which dwelleth in Zion. Declare among the people his doing. When he maketh inquisition for blood, he remembereth them. He forgetteth not the cry of the humble.
And see, that's what that faith got to come in there, because the Lord telling you you're gonna cry. The righteous men, which is the humble, they're gonna cry. In order to cry, you got to be catching hell. So just because you catching hell and you crying, that don't mean the Lord abandoned you. That don't mean fall out the truth. That don't mean get weak, give it to the world. You know, that means the Lord is bringing these prophecies to pass. He just read what was prophesied to happen. Are we not crying to the Lord? Why are we crying to the Lord?
Abominations that be done in
Because we catching holy fucking hell.
And the scripture say he's going to get inquisition for blood. On the one. We're going to get it back in blood. We're going to see about that.
All the death and destruction that you call out. You don't just let bygones be bygones, talking about everybody can make it and be saved, and we can all come together if we have. No. What you've done over the past 500 years has to be judged, Esau. Right. Period. Right. Period. There's no other way. That's why he want to be loving double with everybody, because you don't want to face persecution, man. You don't want to face judgment. Okay? When you face judgment, son of perdition, right? That's when peace is gonna be on earth. Right? They say God is love, he's all about peace. And well, the scriptures tell you that the earth is gonna rejoice when your ass is taken down.
Yo, hit them with their words. Hey, hit them with that karma shit. They don't like to deal with Yahweh Shem Yahweh. They deal with karma, but karma is biblical.
Right, man. Go around, come around.
Got it right here. Okay, I'm saying. It's Second Thessalonians 1 and 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
Is justice not righteous? Justice is righteous to any nation, not just the Israelites. That's just a human nature.
Universal law.
Universal law, man. Okay? You do wrong has to be done to you. If you wrong somebody, it got to be done to you to make it right. Come on, if you cause that man to take an L, you got to take an L. I mean, that's universal law.
Verse 7, and it says, into you who are troubled, rest with us.
Right. We've been troubled for 500 years. So according to justice, you have to be troubled. And not only that, but double. Because you did it maliciously. You went above what the Lord sanctioned your ass to do. You know? What the Lord, it's a scripture that say when they punishment was at an end.
When they cut them off, I get it. I'm gonna get it.
Basically, when we was at the end of our shit, man, you know,
it up.
You broke that brother. I'm about to get it out.
You know, any other nation would have been lift up their yoke off of us, man. You know, Can't kill them damn niggas no way, man. Look.
Forward the affliction.
Right. Yeah, that's what it is. You forward the affliction. You made it worse, man.
I got you, brother.
Bring it on.
Thus saith Amos 1:9. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Tyrus, Edomites, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
Because who's good in the land of Tyrus and Sidon right now? Amalek. Go ahead.
Because they delivered up the whole captivity.
The whole captivity.
To Edom.
The whole captivity. Okay? During the transatlantic slave trade, right? The North and the South went into slavery. Okay? The entire nation of Israel, that's what it says, the whole captivity. It's talking about the northern and the southern kingdom went into slavery. Okay? Go ahead.
And remember not the brotherly covenant.
That's right, man. So guess what? Keep that same energy when we get our crown. Our brother, what you mean? Our brother say he's our brother. Who the fuck is this guy?
Right.
Who is it?
You know?
Right. And that's not our brother either. Spiritually, the Most High separated that. The Most High put that division. Y'all are twins. You're not sure. No, the Most High spiritually separated that, man.
A bastard shall dwell in
That's right. And the bastard is a fatherless child. So that ain't our brother.
A bastard is supposed to be put to death.
And look, at the end of them 1,000 years, when they get the protesting and shit about how they tired of getting massacred and killed and all that, we're gonna be running up to them like, hey, why are you so angry? Hey man, it was 1,000 years ago. Get over it. Why are you so angry? Hey man, just have a beer. You know?
A beer? A beer?
hey, go back to America. You know,
yeah, go back to America.
It's gonna be a desert.
You don't like it? Well, go back to America.
Go back to bloody America.
You're gonna be saying it in Hebrew in the end. And then y'all ain't gonna be able to see how it's hard for us to get this English shit because they teach us to go against the grain from left to right versus from right to left. Well, y'all gonna be the illiterate and the ignorant in our kingdom. See, it's gonna be hard for y'all to speak that Hebrew, man. The way Jake staggered with had them stammering lips.
Yes, sir, boss.
With these languages,
yes, sir.
That's how y'all gonna have them stammering lips trying to do the Hebrew, and the Hebrew will come to us fluently. It's gonna come to us naturally. Imagine a Amalekite, bro, or an Edomite trying to speak fluent Lashon Kodash, man. He's not gonna even look right doing that shit.
Look at Amalek. He got to put a twist on it because he can't do it. But he want to sit in that seat, but he can't even speak the language right.
That's words, bro.
I got somebody else to say. But I will set a fire upon the walls of Tyrus, which would devour the palaces thereof.
Which don't come from Iran. Okay? By way Russia, right? If we know that modern day Israel will be hit by what you call thermonuclear fire. Thus says the Bible. Yahushua himself said that they coming where not one of these stones should be left upon another. But when you look at modern day Israel today, you still got stones left upon another in that motherfucker. Okay? That prophecy, Yahushua said, haven't came to pass yet. The only technology that can level a city with not one stone is on another is called nuclear capability. Okay? A nuclear technology. What we're going to do is destroy and rebuild. That's right. And that nuclear fire is gonna purify the earth, man. We need that. Like this earth is so filthy from this damn beast been polluted for the past 500 years as well. The Lord gotta scorch certain parts of the earth to throw it back in course, because this bitch is on course right now. So the Lord, when Isaiah say the earth is rocking to and fro like a drunkard, that's really the Lord putting it like when you got like a old PlayStation, a controller or something. The bitch get to acting up. Bap that bitch a couple times. Next thing you know,
the earth might start rotating slower. It might start doing scientific things, like literally. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's right, man. The Lord gonna bat this bitch up a couple times. This bitch gonna go right back. Back perfect.
Yeah.
Like it never missed a beat. And guess what? You Edomites are gonna be the slave in the perfect world. Y'all know what's so beautiful? I would rather be the slave in this world than the world to come. Think about it. Would you rather be the slave in this side or the
I'd
other
rather be a
side?
slave on the trashy side.
On this side.
This garbage
Because
ass
ruling
shit,
on this side, what the fuck?
man.
You still gonna die.
It's not real, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta walk around with a fucking you know what around your face. Like this is not even amongst the Edomites. Your world is at an end. You can clearly see that if the Lord keeps these Edomites in power, the earth is gonna be destroyed, man.
I got a piece of what you said about most I need to loop certain places to cleanse it. This Isaiah 13:13. Therefore, I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall move out of her place. Right. See, the loops going to move certain land masses,
And power structure.
Everything.
And out of her place, it can also, I'm not going to say with authority, but it can also mean moving her off of her axis. And it can tilt it to another direction and make this world just make more plush.
That's going to happen.
That take planet place, all this shit
That's going to happen.
like certain oceans, land gonna appear.
Yes,
It's gonna be a
yes.
the Lord gonna use World War III basically to literally beautify the fucking planet, bro. This gonna turn into a real Eden again.
Hey, the first death did that. When the water came from below, it moved the land mass. It did the same thing.
Hey, look, and can I say something on a low level? Like when I say on a low level, I mean in comparison. Do y'all remember? All right, the world shut down in March 2020. I remember before 2021 got here, they were showing that place in Italy where they on the water out, Venice. They were showing Venice, and it was the first time in recent history that the water was clear. Esau shut down his kingdom for a few months. The water started running clear in Venice, and they also had dolphins. That's something. It's in this world. It's unheard of. But with that to say, if that can happen,
in ancient Israel, you had all kind of wild exotic animals and shit.
that's the same thing.
You had lions, giraffes, hippopotamus, alligators, crocodiles.
They literally import grass to Israel.
To Israel
to this
now,
day.
bro. Yeah.
Import grass.
So just bagging the brothers up, dragging the brothers' point up, the earth as we know it has changed just in the course of recording it. You know?
And the only thing that changed it is Esau's world ceasing to stop. And it didn't fully cease during that time. It was a major hope. Let's look at this. Damn, they hit the devil. You can't tell you the devil, but
Hey, Babylon was known for its magnificent garden. It's lush that person fertile crescent. Man, Iraq looks like a fucking desert now.
It's a fucking desert.
So
Persia looks like the
even
desert now.
even when Nebuchadnezzar was ruling,
that shit was fertile.
it was
fertile.
good.
You had exotic animals. And when you look at all of those ancient, whether it's the Israelites, the Persians, or the Babylonians, they got all exotic plants and exotic wildlife, man. They got palm trees, all kind of flowers, all kind of shit. Where the fuck all that shit at now?
Sucking up all that fucking oil is just killing the land.
But that's what
over
the
there.
Lord say he's gonna dry up, you know, spiritually speaking. But even literally, man, that whole area over there, it's just dry the fuck out, man.
And they're just sucking oil up.
Sucking it dry.
For real.
You know?
Let me finish this. This Isaiah 13:13. And I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place, and the wrath of Yahweh will host in the day of his fierce anger. But in his fierce anger, it's going to be a blessing and a curse. It's going to be a curse to the wicked. But like we always bring out, the barren places are going to become fruitful again. Except for that, you know.
Yeah, Sahara gonna be a big ass Amazon.
like it was.
Hey, Alan, and you know the elect. Hey, brother, I want to purchase this lot of land from you. I got a ton of gold.
Right.
Man, get that shit, man.
Right.
You got that.
We ain't gonna have to purchase shit. The Lord gonna be like, okay, y'all already own it already.
Hey,
Because all he gonna be reminding you is who you are.
Yeah.
This is already yours, son. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Hey, look, to back up the other, like when you be looking at the richest man in the world and say Jeff Bezos, right? That's bullshit. The richest people in the world are the 12 ruling families, but they don't have a network because they don't have to deal with money. Anything that they want, they just like, I want this. Let me get that. Bring me this. They don't have to deal with actual money because they make the money and they make the laws and the rules. You know what I'm saying? Money is for the people that's echelon, man. Money is for slaves on some shit, man. King Solomon had riches. He didn't have to spend money, man. It's a difference. Like if you really think about it, he had resources. He had what the world would call just. He had the fatness of the earth, but the upper echelon, these 12 families on the left hand side, they don't need money. They net worth is incalculable.
Isaiah 24:5. It says the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. You know, the everlasting covenant is only with Israel, but look what's happened. Because we went off, he put Esau in slavery, and this man's destroying the planet. Huh? Right? So he's the one throwing like a Psalm saying, the earth is out of course now. The elements are all off, the seasons are off. It's hot when it's supposed to be cold. It's cold when it's supposed to be hot. Right? But this is what the state of missiles gonna do. I take it out. Wow. And it's verse 19, and it says, the earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. So those missiles are gonna actually clean the planet, huh? They're gonna dissolve all the wickedness out this bitch. All right. So,
And that's actually we mostly deal with spiritual scripture. That's fucking literal.
Yeah, and then also like when you go real, I get it. Revelation 7:1-2. Just to prove that the destruction itself is going to be a controlled event.
controlled demolition.
I like that. Check this out. So that's why we got faith. That's why we see we're not a kamikaze is somebody that's looking to commit suicide, that's looking to that, that's looking to just blow off the planet. We want this place to destroy, and Paul said it earlier. What destruction is to y'all is salvation to us. You can't have these two realities coexist. One got to be at the bottom. If wicked is gonna be at the top, it only makes sense that the righteous get fucked over, right? When a righteous man get into a fucked up game and try to play fair, what happens to his righteous man?
You get raw out of that.
They eat him alive, man. Okay? So look at the world we live in. If you try to be a righteous man in this world, and you're gonna look like us, you're gonna get fucked over, man. That's why we're the poor, we're the deaf, we're the blind, we're the maimed, we're the lowly.
And that's why we would,
the weak.
Yahweh taught us how to move in this motherfucker. He said, be wise as a serpent. Hey, don't be around here.
And make your forehead hard against this.
Don't be around here on that. Hey, man, I'm about fair, my fellow man. Man,
you the first person to get killed, man.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Your enemy not playing fair. Right? How you into an unfair game talking about playing fair, man? You gonna be the first thing.
The enemy gonna be like, you're not gonna throw rocks at me. I got a whole bunch of rocks over here.
Hey, look,
out of here.
This is not we gonna fight fair.
No gun. Straight
in. Hit his ass. Slam on.
Hey, bro, but that probably happened in our history. Telling Esau, no gun, straight hand. Esau go to hit your ass with all kind of arrows. Our arrows will blot out the sun. All right, this Revelation 7 from the top. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth.
And they got it all under control.
Right,
Lord got the earth's destruction up under Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel's control.
We go to Revelation 16. One angel had control of the water, one had control of the fire.
Right, brother.
Order.
So, you got the 4 archangels completely on top of the 4 parts of this earth, right? Every nation, you got nations in the east quarter, you got nations in the west quarter, you got nations in the north, nations in the south. Go ahead.
Okay. That the wind should not blow on the earth.
Now, the wind is talking about the destruction. Okay. It comes from the nuclear blast. That's what that wind is talking about. Shockwave. Okay. So the Lord is holding the earth back before those intercontinental ballistic missiles are let loose.
Right.
Okay. So it proves that once those things hit the earth, we still in good hands. Because look who the Lord got on top of them. He talking to the holy angels like, hold on, y'all. As a matter of fact, the Lord control when the bitch don't come or not. Hold on, y'all. Wait. Hold on. Don't let them hit the button yet. Hold on. Look at my Aki them out there in Miami.
Come on,
Look at my Aki them over there in LA. Look at my Aki them in New York, Chicago, Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, Tennessee, Hawaii, Alaska, this, that. You know what I'm saying? They going hard, huh? They going hard.
You ready to pay?
You know? I'm just saying, that's what he said to the angels. Like, hold on, don't touch nothing.
Because the scriptures say the angels seek to look into these things.
That's right.
They are mesmerized.
And they marvel. They marvel at us. They marvel at us.
When we left our original habitation, we signed up for something that the angels did.
What King David say? He say, y'all, what is man that you are mindful of? That you are that thou art so mindful of. We ask each other that question all the time, like, man, what? And the Lord must really love his people, man. Like, what the fuck? the greatest entity in the universe of all people, he chose us. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds too good to be true. Let's keep it real.
That's not what he thinks.
I know I ain't shit.
Hey, real shit. Hey, brother, that's the thing that you come to. That's the conclusion you come to.
Right.
His eyes on the kingdom of men, but it's locked in on his service, right?
He don't got no understanding when it comes to his name.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
When it's about his name.
All right. And what the other was like what the other was saying, how he took it down. He's like, look at my servant. Before I destroy this place, they got to be exempt. Now, if you look at the left hand side on the corner side,
Like we all fuck.
no. I'm saying like with them, they troops. Yeah. Like when they troops come out, which is the police. Let's say you get pulled over by a cop, and there's 3 cops show up on scene, and one of those cops is your football coach. He'll lay around there and be like, "Hey, man, let him go. I know him." That's what's happening spiritually, okay? Revelation, the 7th chapter, is the spiritual cops and the spiritual law enforcement. Spiritual law enforcement coming down and saying, "Hey, I know them. They good. Everybody else, I don't know them. Fuck that. They do whatever, but hey, they cool. I know them."
Like Sodom and Gomorrah. And when that was Abraham talking on Lot's behalf, and he was like, "Man, if there's any righteous men in the city, will you still destroy it?" Yeah, I mean, he said,
It got down to 10 men.
"Yeah, man." So he gonna take care of the righteous.
Got down to 10. The Lord would have saved it for 10 men.
Whole city.
Yeah. So why you think America haven't been destroyed yet?
It's 144,000.
Right? This why right here.
And I saw another angel ascending from the east,
Which is Yahushua, right?
having the seal of the living power.
And we know that because you go to Revelation, the 5th chapter, and tell you that he's the only one that was able to break those seals and open that book out of Yahweh's hand. In the right hand of Yahweh. Go ahead.
And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels,
Go ahead.
to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the
That's
sea.
an order. The cry with a loud voice, that's an order. That's a command. Okay? You're not gonna talk to your superior with no voice of command, are you? That's an order.
You
You know, you ain't gonna talk to him like your man handler, but just think of an army. These are warlords, man. The angels are warlords. You know, they are men of war. That's what we got to grasp in our mind. These are warlords we talk about. Okay,
144.
these are warlords. The Lord, like so they men. You don't have to be like, oh, why are you so rough? You're gonna hurt them poor angels' feelings. Nah, these are warlords.
Tough skin.
The Lord cried with a loud voice. You know, he say what he talking about? What order did he give us?
Saying, hurt not the earth.
Yes.
Saying, or let me say it. Translating, commanding, hurt not the earth,
Right. This is an order.
neither the sea, nor the trees. And it doesn't say till till we. So like,
Right. And all 3 of those represent the people, man. Yeah. Okay. On the face of the earth. Okay. Go ahead.
till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads.
And also, you know, literally it's talking about the earth too, because the earth is going to be fucked up. Man. The water, was going to Revelation talks about wormwood. They're going plumbing system. Even if you don't, even if you're not in the direct line of fire, man, you're gonna still suffer. If you don't have that hedge around you or the market exemption, you're gonna suffer, man. Period. So for a long period, we can't act like wormwood ain't there. There's gonna be a period of time motherfuckers gonna be down from nuclear radiation
After your house shot came back.
you know, and we're gonna be sitting there watching. They're gonna be looking at us
God damn it,
right
man.
on that
Damn it,
cherry.
Brandon, you a goddamn cook. Fucking dying, man, with all kind of blisters.
And
Hear my
they're
lord.
gonna see us being confident, you know. Kind of like the rich man and Lazarus, you know.
Yo, hey,
We're gonna literally play the rich man and Lazarus all with y'all head.
it's not a
On that
nuclear
bed.
fallout. Don't they
He's
give you
strong.
blisters and bars and swords?
Right.
Come on, man.
Go ahead. Until we have
And I heard the not. Oh, fuck. All right, till we have served the servants of our power in their foreheads.
we have sealed them.
It's like it. Till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads.
And this is the seal process going on right now. You know, we were sealed through what? The spirit of Yahweh Shemashai getting on the Apostle Great Millstone to put videos up, which the spirit led us to what? YouTube. We started watching. We joined the board. We got on the ship, right? We started teaching. Other brothers started watching. They got on the ship. They started teaching. And it what? It just continues to grow until the Lord what? See that his elect is already sealed. And that's when the Lord gonna say, okay, Michael, Gabriel, Will, Raphael, do y'all thing, man. Make it look good. Like on Flip. Do something to make you feel better. He's gonna say it with so much clarity. And they're gonna do it. Like the scriptures in what is that Sirach says, man. There'll be spirits
Created for this.
to
Strokes to the wicked there.
appease the wrath. That's what word I want. Their sole existence is to appease the wrath for Yahweh by Shemashai. So they're not worrying about how old that old man was or how young your kids is. They coming to destroy. Period. All angels see is fucking old ass, ancient ass spirits. Men, women, old, young, whatever. Them ancient ass spirits that them angels is let loose out of their fucking skin. Skin suit.
That's all it is. But look, when you're dealing with a spirit, you're dealing with something that's constant. Spirits don't age.
Right.
So those angels are looking through spiritual lenses. They're not looking through carnal lenses. So they don't see a 6-month-old. They don't see a 60-year-old. They don't see a 100-year-old. They see a spirit, a familiar spirit that they've known that's been wicked since its inception, and they have to come and lay down the judgment that's given to their father, given from their father or by their big brother Yahushua, or in the times that we looking toward to, even the commands of the 144,000. It's gonna be things that we can tell the angels to do to these fucking heathens, and they gonna do it, man. We left our original habitation. The host of heaven never left. They never had to sweat. They never had to go through bullshit. We did over here. We got to get our spot back, man.
Satan gonna set y'all up, man. Satan gonna set y'all up. Y'all gonna realize, damn, man, they been playing us the whole time. Damn.
Talk about the elite on the other side, yo.
And the wicked, and the wicked ass
right,
third.
right,
They gonna be like, man, they been playing on our stupid ass stuff the whole time.
Yeah, precept. Second Ezra 16 and 15. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consumes the foundation of the earth. So the Most High's anger is not going to get put out till Esau's foundation, his enterprise is utterly destroyed and decimated, man.
The beast, the 7 heads, and the whore.
Hope this lesson was edifying. Gonna end it by giving infinite honors and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Harakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and blessings to the open and faithful elect across the 4 corners, living and preaching the truth to the best of their ability and sincerity. Shalom, Baba Baba, Kwame Shalom. Keep pushing. Fucking over with.
Urashi, homie.